Blew my mind when they said we're going to do tours. I was like, yeah, what's the path? Well, we're going to take them into 37. I was, what? Yeah, so really unique time. Okay, I got some key things I want to make sure that I cover up here, and I want to cover them as quick as we can to get us moving so that we're not stuck in the sun. You'll find out that I'm very passionate about what we're doing, and that the hardest thing for me to do is to stop talking about stuff so that we stay on schedule. So I talk as fast as I can so I can get as much detail out as I can. If I am talking too fast or if my accent is horrible, let me know. I will slow down for you, okay?
South Milwaukee, huh?
Say what?
South Milwaukee.
Actually, maybe now. I've been working up here for 10 years. I'm originally raised in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, and then turned 15 and ran away from home. I went and did my thing. And then I landed back in South Carolina with a lot of my parents' family, and then was raised there. So
You sound like us.
right. Well,
like us.
so that's where Jimmy Mack came from. My last name is McMillan, M-C-M, which would be McMillan, which should be Jimmy Mick, right? But in South Carolina, due to the accent, it's Jimmy Mack.
Oh, yeah.
That's where that came from, right? So thank you again for coming here. This celebration is actually here for Willie G. Davidson. That's why we're having the homecoming. That's why we're here. He is one of the family members, descendant of one of our forefathers. His grandfather is William A. Davidson, one of the forefathers of our company. It's pretty amazing that we can still talk to Willie, and he has fond memories of his grandfather, right? One of the founding fathers, very vivid memories. We can still talk to him and try to understand and make that connection of what type of man he was, even out of the public eye. Really rare, right? So I just want to say that welcome to Juneau Avenue. We like to say that when customers and when dealers and when employees are here, we like to call this spot home. This is a very sacred area for us. Not only is it sacred for us today, but we have a lot of really unique items here that I want to share with you. One of those items is the shed. So this shed was the original place in 1903 where the first 3 motorcycles were produced that year, right? So historically significant areas on the property. And this is, when this picture was taken, it was taken from right where you guys are. What this is the conclusion of the buyback ride. This is when Willie G and 13 other corporate executives and some investors purchased Harley-Davidson back from AMF. They started that run in York, Pennsylvania, and they hopped dealerships all the way over and concluded right here in this spot. Pictured in here are CEOs, future CEOs, and even Willie G parked here in the center. I don't know the names of everybody, but I know that smile right there. And I 100% see how happy he is.
With the tour.
This was a huge move for the company. AMF had a questionable rap in the days as motorcycle quality control looked like it was starting to change. These gentlemen right here who were running the reins of the company decided we don't like what's happening, we need to put some more investment into this, and it didn't like the direction it was going. That was the spark that triggered the buyback, right? Now, a lot of guys look at AMF with a kind of a not so happy light. I love it, because without AMF, we would have never been here. We wouldn't be standing here today without them. They saved Harley-Davidson when they stepped in. They poured tons of capital that was much needed to get in there, new tooling and new everything. They built a state-of-the-art facility out in York, Pennsylvania, so we could actually step up manufacturing motorcycles. And the most important part, in my opinion, is the leadership that was running the show at the time that worked for AMF, left AMF to work for Harley-Davidson. And that continued leadership, just literally, it was like it broke the chains off of them, took the restrictions away, and let them go the way they wanted to go. And that just helped Harley bloom out of that spot. This Harley-Davidson banner that you see up here, More Than a Machine, was repopped by the museum just for us, for this tour, to share with Willie G. When Willie G showed up on Thursday, it blew him away. This, the last time he saw that was here. This is what coined the Eagle Soars Alone slogan. And that was a huge deal. I mean, it just really, I can't even convey how important that was in this company when we got the buyback in June of 1980.
Yeah, the building itself is really cool inside. Like,
On a side note, this is also the entrance to Harley-Davidson University. So this is where the technicians, great photo opportunity for one of my favorite photos. One of them, because I don't have one, but this is definitely one of them, and that is to capture 38th Street and Juneau Avenue street sign right there with that beautiful red brick in the background. It's just as you're floating around later, grab some good pictures of that. That'd be something neat when you post on Instagram or something. Either you know what that means or you have no clue what that means, right? that 38th and Juneau, man, that's home. That's what I call home. That's what we like to refer to as home, right? So speaking of that, the very first factory needed a loan to get built. Factory number one, as we call it, which is in this picture. Factory number one didn't have any money, so we needed a loan. We got that loan from another family member. That family member lived in the town next door. Their uncle, he lived over in Madison. He was a beekeeper. So they affectionately called him Uncle Honey. So Uncle Honey gave them the loan to buy the property and to build the building. That loan paperwork, that little loan slip, is in the museum on the wall from Uncle Honey.
Here, honey. Selfie.
I'll head to Elmwoods later. Yeah, I'll see you.
All right.
Another one of my favorite photo spots. So one of the very unique things about this particular photo spot, I recognize it right away. The red brick gives it away. That big flag, I just, just mesmerized by it. I used to stand out there in the street and take pictures of this back in the day when we had this thing called a plastic disposable camera, and I used to like burn holes through that thing taking pictures of this place when I got here. The problem was that my perspective, as many of the perspectives are from outside of that gate. And today you can take pictures of this iconic image with a whole nother perspective. And anybody that knows anything about this building will be a little jealous that you were there, because they'll go, wait, how did you get so close? Well, 1990s, this path was made to connect the 5th floor of 3800 to the 5th floor of 3700, named by the street that starts that from the east, 38th Street, and up the block is 37th Street. That's